What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here at 3 Square Food Bank in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a guy who does an awful lot of wonderful things for a lot of different communities. We got Titus ONeil. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, man. How are you?
It's great to. I'm great. It's great to finally meet you. I saw you in there volunteering. Also, Bianca, Sarah, Jimmy Hart. These events. I mean, you have been well known for this. I mean, you've been honored for it as well. When you come to a place like Las Vegas, and it's such a monster of a community, and people are like, well, where do we even get started? Right here seems like a pretty good place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3 Squared is part of the Feeding America Network. My first introduction to them was last year during SummerSlam. We had an opportunity to come and honor them as the community champion during our showcase, and you know, this is the best place for us to amplify their messaging and the messaging of many others in regards to food insecurity. 1 out of 6 Las Vegas natives are, food insecure, and so being able to come here and also bring attention to what they do on a consistent basis. It's a beautiful building, built with love. A lot of great corporate sponsors that support this place, and a lot of great human beings that are in here every single day. We're here for Money in the Bank weekend. We were here for SummerSlam last year. I'm pretty frequent out here now that I have a production studio out here as well. And so being able to pick up the phone and call Brian and say, hey, I want to come see what I can do to help you guys is a great plus. And I think that every WWE superstar on our roster understands not only community but also understands being in need. Most of us came from very destitute situations, and to have the opportunity to now be the ones that kind of orchestrate and help get people into more self-sufficiency is a really big honor.
So for you have this incredible reach. You were on global television for so long, and WWE has such an incredible reach. What would you tell people who they don't quite know where to start, where to start helping?
Yeah, I always tell people, find something that you're passionate about at home, and it could be something that you may even see on social media from a distance and say, hey, there's got to be some organization that I can partner with here at home to help me, that I can help amplify their message, volunteer, donate money to. I'm very respectful of the fact that people can do whatever they want to do with their time, talents, and resources, but I always tell folks it has to start at home. It has to start in your hometown. For me, it starts with my family. I can't go out and bless the world and my kids feel empty. And so my 2 sons and my daughter have obviously always been priority number 1. But they also have been recipients of the love and the dignity that people from all walks of life have put in me and put in them, and now they're going out and doing amazing things. My oldest son is at UCF now, TJ, and first thing he does is partner with Be the Match and looking to help kids that are suffering with sickle cell disease, and went and bought a bunch of stuff for a kid that loves Spider-Man, and spent some time with him at the hospital. And it wasn't something I told him to do, wasn't something his coaches told him to do. Somebody reached out to him on social media, told him about the story, and he chose to go and do it. So him and my youngest son Titus, and then my daughter Leah, couldn't be more prouder of them and the human beings that they are, and hopefully them being the youth of tomorrow. I would say everyone out there, don't limit your kids' impact, because my life has been changed by kids that were 7, 8, 9 years old that had to battle cancer, and they beat it. And unfortunately, there were a few that didn't. But what they did in their respective communities would bring people together that would traditionally normally not be together. And I think that the fortunate part of tragedy and trauma is that sometimes people are made more aware of how fortunate we are, and then the unfortunate part is that sometimes those folks that should be bringing those folks together, whether it be the political leaders or the adults, they kind of stymie what the youth of tomorrow are able to do because of their fixed thought process or ingrained hatred or whatever it may be that prevents them from being good human beings.
A lot of good work being done here. We've seen you do a lot of work throughout your career. You said recently you're not done in the ring. Is there any timetable on that? How you feeling physically? I'd love some more info on that.
Yeah, I won't put a timetable out there because as you know, in this business, all things can always change. But yeah, I definitely have made it my motto to take every situation throughout my career and maximize it, whether it's in tag team competition or singles competition. Right now, in my role as global ambassador, which that won't change whether I'm in the ring or not.
Sure.
I embrace competition from all forms and ways and shapes and form, and so I also want to return in the right way. And whenever we decide that that's going to be the case, then that's when it'll happen. But it will happen.
Okay. And as we wrap up, you mentioned your tag team competition. Fred Rosser has exploded over in New Japan. There was a point where I interviewed him in Chicago, and I was like, "Are you gonna wrestle again?" And he's like, "Oh, I am. I'm waiting for the right time." Yeah. It's been a complete shift for him. What have you thought of what you've seen out of him?
Yeah, I mean, we just texted on Monday in a group text between me and a mutual friend, Nick Ferroni, who's a teacher up in New Jersey, and I'm just extremely proud of him for continue chasing his dream, not allowing him not being at WWE hinder him from going out and doing and trying other things. The guy's done Broadway plays. He's done, obviously continued to compete in the ring, and he's tried some stuff that he probably wouldn't have tried had he not been released from WWE. But I think that if the opportunity comes back for him to rejoin the company, I think he'll be even a more well-rounded performer. He'll be a more well-rounded person. He was already a great person to start with, and so these life experiences that he's going through right now, and the success that he's garnering is nothing short of expected, really, from me, because he's one of the hardest working people that I know. He's very hard on himself. Hopefully he's not as hard on himself as he used to be, but I'm sure that there's still some type of perfectionist in him, and I have to tell him all the time that none of us are perfect, and perfection is not the goal. Being the best human being you possibly can be should be the goal. So remember that, Darren. Be the best that you can be, and nobody else can be disappointed.
Titus ONeil, thank you so much from 3 Square Food Bank. We're out.
Always great to talk to Titus ONeil. He does so much great for the community. Now let's do some good for you. NordVPN.com/Fightful. It works on all your devices. You can change your virtual location with just one click. Access overseas geo-block content, avoid online trackers, avoid malware, avoid annoying pop-up ads. 30 days money back in case you don't like it, but you still get a great deal and an additional 30 days free with NordVPN.com/Fightful. Browse safely and securely when you're on that unsecured Wi-Fi, the hotel, the airport, all that good stuff. And again, all your devices, TV, laptop, desktop, PC, tablet. I don't know, maybe your Game Boy if you can find it. I doubt it, actually. Probably doesn't work on that. NordVPN.com/Fightful.